no one is truly free if they cannot control themselves. The word freedom may sound very familiar to us. Every day, we hear and read about freedom, the freedom to choose, the freedom to live life as we wish, the freedom to be ourselves. This freedom seems to be the dream of every individual in the modern world. But have we ever asked ourselves, are we really free? Most of us believe that as long as we can do whatever we want, that is true freedom. However, there's a big difference between superficial freedom and true freedom. True freedom is not just about our physical environment, but also about our deeper selves, our thoughts, our emotions, and how we respond to every situation that comes our way. Let's dig deeper. What exactly does true freedom mean? Freedom is generally defined as one's ability to act without restrictions, both external, such as social pressure, and internal, such as habits and emotional drives. But in reality, how often do we feel truly free? How many times do we feel trapped in routines we hate, in bad habits that we know are destroying ourselves? The truth is, true freedom comes from one thing: self-control. Self-control is the essence of mental and emotional freedom. No matter how vast the world out there is, if we cannot control our urges, our habits, and our emotions, we will still feel shackled. We can be in the middle of a sea of choices, but without self-control, we can easily get lost. We often hear about freedom of choice. But what happens when the choices overwhelm us? This is where we face what is called the paradox of choice. Too many choices are not always liberating. Instead, they can confuse and create anxiety. We get confused, hesitant, and end up falling into bad habits simply because we have no control over ourselves. Think about our daily lives. How many times have we told ourselves, I want to stop procrastinating, or I want to start living healthier? We know what's good for us. We know what we should do. But momentary urges and temptations are often stronger than our resolve. Freedom without self-control is like a ship without a rudder, adrift in the middle of the ocean, without direction, tossed about by the waves. In a modern world full of access to information and entertainment, the temptation to succumb to distraction is everywhere. Social media, news, instant entertainment, all of these can quickly take away our focus and discipline. And when we lose focus, we not only lose time, but also the freedom to pursue greater goals. Limitless freedom can actually be a hindrance to happiness and higher self-achievement if we can't control ourselves. True freedom is not about doing what we want without restrictions. True freedom is the ability to control our desires, to resist momentary urges, and to act in accordance with greater goals and principles. When you are able to say no to things that are not good for you, when you are able to stay focused despite so many distractions, when you are able to stay calm in the midst of chaos, that is true freedom. Ultimately, freedom is not about having many choices, but rather about making the right choices. Choices that are not just driven by momentary impulses or social pressures, but also by self-awareness, by deeper purpose, and by the desire to be the best version of ourselves. So, are we really free? The answer lies in how well we can control ourselves.